historical thing is, of course, the procession. And it's unique in that it isn't a church procession of church school children, it's a procession of people from the day school, and always has been. In fact, there used to be two processions, one from the church, and two bands indeed, and one from the day school. But now mainly it's from the day school, and they have the day of school so that we set up at 2 o'clock and process round about the village, singing hymns, a bit like a procession of witness, but of course it isn't actually attached to a church, it's a village function. This has always been on a Monday, and we feel, we the committee that is, we feel that if, like a lot of other events, we moved it onto a weekend, onto a Saturday or a Sunday, we feel that it wouldn't have the same pull of people. We think there's just something about, it is Hepworth Feast Monday. Not just Hepworth Feast, but it's Hepworth Feast Monday, and people say, you know, are you going to the feast at Hepworth Feast Monday? People do come from all over. There'll be people from all over. Last year, someone came up to me and said, do you remember me? And they're living in the Isle of Wight now. And so people do come back, because over the past few years, then Hepworth has become a little bit of a dormitory village sort of thing. It's swelled, and people do move on with the jobs. But the children who've been to the school tend to come back. And that's one of the good things about it, I think, that they do come back, and they do come and meet people who are at school with them, people who they work with, and that sort of thing. We have done something new today, which I think is good, and we have actually called into one of the other local schools who don't take part in it, and that's the first time we've gone in, and they must have felt part of Hepworth Feast, and they must remember that all their life, and we'll probably do it every year. Another thing which we have done over the past few years was to associate the school, the junior school, down in the village there. And we decided that just so that people would be able to remember the days at Hepworth School, that we would give them a book. So each child who leaves the village school now, when they're 11 years old, will receive a book, and inside it says that this book commemorates Hepworth Feast, you know, when I was a pupil at Hepworth School, which is a good thing and a good memory to them, you know. I think it doesn't seem so long before they'll be showing that to the children, and then to the grandchildren. Well, there are different sort of stories about it. Of course, we did get some of the plague, some of the Great Plague in Hepworth, and just up the road there is a little graveyard where some of the people are buried. It is said that Barracks Fold was the dividing part, and that was the barracks part of it, in that they barricaded half the village off. And like some others, particularly Uber Amaga, where someone brought some clothes back in, and they said that was really where the plague got into, back into Hepworth. Now people say that it is a thanksgiving to that. There are some who would say that it's pagan origins. After the parade round, then there is a public tea in the school, and then there's what we call a United Sing. Now the United Sing stemmed, of course, from when there were two processions, but now there's just one, but we still call it the United Sing in the village, and we're fortunate in that we can actually block off the village and keep cars out. And then after the band's finished playing, there'll be sports, and the main race, a lot of races, but the main one is it's a relay, and 4 of the local schools compete for this, and they compete for the Hepworth Centenary Trophy. I think that brass bands, and perhaps I'm just plugging them a little bit, but I think that brass bands don't get enough credit for the work they do with young people. And you've only to look at some of the youth bands and some of the school bands and the Hepworth Junior Band to see that, yes, someone's struggling and spending time to keep them off the road, if you like, you know. If they weren't at band practice, they'd be somewhere roaming a road, perhaps. So, yes, I think that's good as well. Well, we are very fortunate in that we have a very, very good band in the village, and they probably the best band that we've had in the village, you know, they're at the highest peak, they're amongst the top echelons of brass bands just at present. And so we're very fortunate in that respect that they can have a day off work, a lot of them, to come and play on this. And I think they enjoy it as well because it's something different, it's relaxing, it's mixing with people, and it's just so enjoyable to be in this sort of atmosphere where everyone's happy and having a good time sort of thing. My son now plays with the band and actually conducts the junior band, and about 5 years ago I said, look, I've been conducting this Hepworth Sing for 40 years, I think it's time I passed this on. And I was surprised when he turned around and said to me, I thought you were never going to ask me to do it. But I think that we seem to have managed in this village, particularly on the feast part of it, to get some fairly young people in to the committee, the people who organise it and run it. And so we are fortunate that we have a group of people who do have jobs, and my job as chairman at the meeting is usually to say, right, what about the catering, is that all right? Yes, you'll see to that. What about the races? And so I'm fortunate in that respect that we have a reasonably young committee. I'm a comer in sort of thing. I only came to live in the village in 1949 when I came out of Procession. Well, I lived in Hepworth. I've always been local. Yeah, I lived right in the centre of Hepworth, as a matter of fact. I was born and lived in the centre of Hepworth till I was 7 years old. Hepworth is a forward-moving village. It is. Hepworth has something going on. This weekend we had a proms in the park in the school field, and we had an orchestra and we were waving flags, and yesterday the school had a gala, which was good. Today we've had Hepworth Feast. There's going to be entertainment through the village tonight. There's a good community spirit in Hepworth. There are people who are doing good things. And it's a lot of the people who are, and I come back to this comers in thing, you know, incomers, or they are doing a heck of a lot to provide the community spirit within the village. So they must have a lot of credit for that now. Those are the people who are running the community centre and doing a lot of organising. Yeah, it's an active village. It's a good village to live in. Things are happening, and there's a good mixture of young and old people as well. I like living in this village. I've never wanted to live anywhere else.
John Jace, I'm looking at your face, John.
For village feasts, school feasts as we call them, like we have done today, that doesn't happen in a lot of the villages with feast. I hope that it's going to last for years and years to come. It will depend on people coming back and supporting it. And so we are very proud of that.
You're doing well, you're doing very well. Don't worry about that.